I am doing my presentation on Karl Marx. Karl Heinrich Marx was born on May 5th, 1818 in the town of Trier, and this town is where he gained most of his classically based education. He was born into a long lineage of rabbis, including both sides of his family. At the age of 17, he enrolled in a law program at the University of Bonn. This is where he realized his love for philosophy, and this distracted him from his law studies, which he originally had gone there for. Also during this time, he proposed to a woman named Jenny von Westphalen. Her family was well off and very well respected within the town. After becoming engaged, he decided to begin at the University of Berlin, where he attended for 4 full years. While he was there, he was a part of a movement known as the Young Hegelian movement. It was here where he was noted by a bunch of other theologians. Within this group, they critiqued Christianity, which in turn led to them opposing the Prussian autocracy. After his time at the University of Berlin, Marx decided to dabble in journalism. It was not long after he began at the newspaper that he became the editor. This was a predominantly liberal newspaper, and the majority of the articles that Karl wrote were based on economic questions. And because he was raising so many questions and informing people on some of the issues with the government and the economy, the Prussian government saw that the paper was shut down, and after he lost his job, Marx moved to France. Shortly after he moved to France, he became a communist after reading up on all of the information about it. It was in his first published work, Economic and Philosophical Manuscripts, which was published in 1884, that he discussed his views on communism. He only spent a short time in France because he was kicked out. He moved to Brussels, where he would spend the next chapter of his life. While he was there, he studied everything there is to know about history. He published his second work, The German Ideology, and that's one of his more popular works. He was very curious about economic history, and he discussed how the system of industrial capitalism would fall in place and then communism would rise in its place. He joined the Communist League and was considered to be a major theoretician for the group. Karl and his colleagues with this group published a work known as the Communist Manifesto. This is his most popular work by far. Some say that this work was the spark that ignited a lot of the revolutions that came up through Europe. Later in his life, Marx's health started to decline to the point where he couldn't do everyday activities, so he was bedridden, and even still he found the time and energy to comment on a bunch of different political happenings at the time. Most of what Karl Marx is known for is his understanding, or providing understanding of society and government. Some of his works are the Economic and Philosophic Manuscripts of 1884, Contribution to the Critique of Political Economy, Anarchy Pamphlets, Communist Manifesto, The Civil War in France, and The Revolution and Counter-Revolution in Germany. This is by far not a complete list of all of his works. He wrote so many little just articles and newspapers and letters, and most of them were not published. A majority of his pieces focused on communism and revolutions within countries, as well as their economic status. Another frequent topic within his writings was the potential of human beings. He liked to focus on the powers that humans possess, and they included faculties, abilities, and capabilities. He also wrote about human potential, which he claimed to belong to a person's consciousness. He believed that this consciousness was a social act, and that it was this ability, the consciousness, that humans were able to control activity and other animals could not. Marx wrote about the relationship between human nature and the economy that they belonged to as well. He believed that we were being distorted by the hold of capitalism, which was why he was so strong into communism. And this whole view would explain mostly why he was promoting governmental revolutions. My opinions, I really don't think I relate much to him whatsoever. As far as I think his thoughts over personal accomplishment and personal power, of the human beings, I think I agree partially with that, mainly because I think the consciousness and our ability to think outside and be able to look back on what we are doing is what really sets us apart from other species and things like that. So, yeah, there you go.